I don't even know where to begin. I guess let me just start by saying, hey everybody, what's up? My name is Najah Marie, and I am back with another video after not posting anything in the past 2, maybe 3 months. I'm gonna try not to cry. Well, for the past few months I've been debating whether or not to even post a video about what's been going on in my life lately. I didn't want to feel uncomfortable and I didn't want to cry on camera, but I figured that just the very action of me filming at this point in time is essentially going to be cathartic, and I will be able to look back on this a year from now and just be like, man, Najah, you have come very far. Well, I guess you're wondering what has been going on with me. If you've been a subscriber to my channel, just so I can forewarn you guys, this video is more than likely going to be all over the place because I'm trying to figure out how to put my words together without like ugly crying. Oh God, man, the waterworks have started already. I wish that this video was coming to you guys under like better circumstances, like, you know, I wish I had like happy news or sort of like a happy update or something, but you know, since life is just so unpredictable and my battery was about to die, so but I'm back. I was supposed to post a few videos over these past 2 months, but that obviously did not happen because of life circumstances that have really thrown me for a loop. I hope that what I'm saying is kind of making sense, even though I haven't exactly gotten into what's been happening with me lately. I do remember I had maybe 1 or 2 videos that I posted back in March of like, I think, a day in my life, or some vlog videos that I had posted where I was like taking a mental health day. What I wasn't showing you in the vlogs as well as on my Instagram was all of the things that were going on behind the camera. So at the time when I was filming those vlog videos, my grandmother was ill, and she had been ill for quite a while. During the month of, I believe it was March when I was filming, March, beginning of April, when I filmed those vlogs, her health was deteriorating and she was in and out of the hospital. She eventually passed away in April, around the middle of April. So her death, and then with my family having to plan her funeral services and actually having the funeral, I was just in I just didn't have any energy to film, and I also wanted to give my family as much privacy as they, you know, needed in order to grieve and everything. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so during this time we were planning the funeral, having her funeral services, and then dealing with the aftermath of handling her affairs. And life goes on, so I was grieving during that time period, so my creative juices were just shot. I didn't feel up to doing anything creative. However, a couple of weeks after her funeral services, my mother and I, as well as a close friend of hers and a close friend of her close friend and her husband and her mother, we all went to Aruba on a little trip to kind of get away from everything. I had video footage of like a, you know, of a vlog of prepping for the trip, prepping for Aruba, getting my hair done for Aruba. I had all that footage filmed and stored, and I just needed to edit it and then post it. I didn't post it because, well, I thought that I was going to do all that when I got back from my Aruba trip. The same trip that I went on to get away and relax and have a little vacation away from everything wound up not really even being a the trip wound up not being a vacation at all, because prior to the Aruba trip itself, my mother she was ill too. For the majority of my life, she already had a condition that was affecting her liver and her heart called sarcoidosis, which I'm not going to go into details here. You can Google it. So she had that for the majority of my life, and then in 2019 she was diagnosed with, I believe it was cervical cancer, but I'm not sure if cervical cancer and endometrial cancer are the same thing, so I'm gonna have to look it up. But she was diagnosed with that, and I didn't find out about it until January of 2020. So she had been sick with the cancer for a year. She went through chemo and radiation, and she was also incorporating more holistic medicine, because she also used the holistic medicine in the past to help her overcome like some of the issues that her sarcoidosis were causing within her body. So she was incorporating the chemo and radiation as well as the holistic methods. I'm not gonna go into like too much detail about everything that went on, but long story short is that my mom passed away. She passed away not even a month ago. It's only been a few weeks since she passed, and since my family had her funeral services. And remember when I mentioned that Aruba trip and how the Aruba trip wasn't really even a trip? It wasn't, because during that time period before she passed, well, while we were in Aruba, and we were only there for almost a week, so I would say about 5 days, prior to the trip itself, like, her condition just got worse. It was slowly getting worse, and then while we were in Aruba, her health it just deteriorated like rapidly. We really didn't even get a chance to enjoy ourselves too much. I mean, she had maybe 1 or 2 days where she got to lay on the beach and have pina coladas and just sleep, but for the remainder of the trip she couldn't go anywhere, and she couldn't really walk. So we had to constantly like have the hotel staff like bring food up to the room for room service, because she couldn't really get out of bed. Her cancer had metastasized to her liver, and she already had the sarcoidosis, which was affecting her liver and her heart. So as soon as we made it back to the States, she went straight to the hospital, and it was just a gradual decline. I am an only child for my mom. So during this whole process, I had to go from, like, I literally went from being I would say relatively carefree to a certain extent, to like being thrust into making these like really adult decisions, even though technically I am an adult, even though I might not look like one, I am one. But it was just like, I mean, you don't think it's going to happen to you until you go through it. And then even when you already know that the inevitable is coming, you're still not prepared when it happens. So once we made it back into the States, she went straight to the hospital, and she spent about 2 weeks in the hospital. Her health was deteriorating until it got to the point to where there was nothing more the doctors could do, and I had to have her placed in hospice. And she didn't even last 2 days in hospice before she passed. Even though I knew it was coming, it's still something totally completely different when you're actually going through it. And from that point, it's been just like it's been hard. It's been really hard. My mom, she had such a big presence in my life, but also in all of the people with whom she was in contact with, all of her friends, and of course her family members, her brothers and sisters. Now that she's not like physically here, it's been really hard, especially for me being her only child. So when I was planning her services, the majority of the time I was the one making the decisions, with the input of her siblings and close friends. I had to be the one to make those decisions. It's really different being an only child than having a parent pass, because that parent 9 times out of 10 is like your whole world for the most part. So not having that parent here, especially when it's your mom, is just like, it is extremely hard. And I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I really wouldn't. Well, I just wanted to thank you guys for sitting with me and watching this video in its entirety. If I even made any bit of sense, I just hope that it was able to help you. And I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to post again. I really want to get back into just filming and posting in general, because I have all of this creative energy and it's just stagnant. So I know I have to do something with it, but at the same time, like, as you can clearly tell, I'm currently like grieving. So on one hand, I want to be creative and make things, and then on the other hand, I don't want to do anything at all. And I'm like taking each day like one day at a time. Hopefully I can have another video up by the time I post this one, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on where I've been, on what's been going on, why I haven't been like posting regularly or as consistently as I was before. But I hope that me talking about my experiences are going to help you. If you're in a similar situation like mine, just know that you're not alone here, because I'm talking about, you know, my sadness and grief too. And don't forget to like the video, comment below, probably not whether or not you want to see more videos like this, just because. Comment below like what content you'd like to see from me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Laters.